Yes. Hi, welcome. It's Angela J. Bailey and my amazing co-host Mark Walsh. So welcome to tonight's webinar. We did actually announce last week that tonight was all going to be about content creation, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be spending 30 minutes just on how to create content, and I feel that that's what a lot of people struggle with. So just a little bit of background, myself and Mark have been working together now. It's still only a few months, isn't it? And since earlier this year. So we've been working in the blogging, the online space for quite some time. Both of us have had a long-standing careers, I think, in the offline market, in the traditional network marketing, and both of us have our careers as well. So I must apologise, I'm not 100% tonight. However, I am here, and we will be doing some live content creation whilst we're actually on this webinar. So that should be quite good fun for people. So welcome to everybody who's online with us. And Mark, can I ask if we've enabled the chat box for people?
Yeah, I will do. Just 1 second.
Thanks.
Chat box enabled.
Brilliant. So everybody who's on the call tonight, we are going to be asking you to input, and we will be asking you to type into the chat box. So just a couple of things to remember, folks. I think some of you are from the online community, so you'll have probably been on a Hangout before, so welcome. And for for those of you who haven't been on a Hangout or a webinar before, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and don't worry, you can't see us. You guys can see us, but you can just see myself and Mark. Would you want to say hi to people, Mark?
Yes, welcome to the webinar. Just mute yourself, please, Angela. Thank you for coming to the webinar. And one thing that is very important, I think, in our webinar is that if you have received a link, this link, from somebody who's advised you to come on this webinar, and you are really interested in getting involved in what we do, then you really need to go back to the person that showed you this link with you, because we're absolutely open and transparent. We don't want to be seeming to recruit on this webinar. Well, we will, but we're not looking to recruit people directly to us who've been asked to come from somewhere else. So that's really important to us as a rule that we have. But yeah, welcome to it, and we're looking forward to this blast of 20 minutes of content creation. So I'll hand you back to Angela. I think she's going to do something first, and I'm going to come in what I do. Okay. Hi.
So people, we're myself and Mark are seasoned bloggers now. We've been blogging for quite some time in the traditional fashion, which is where you have to build everything yourself, and it's really quite complicated. And more recently on Empower Network, which is a ready-to-go site that enables you to do video, voice, and also written blogs. It's fantastic. It's always been super quick, but it got even quicker in the last week. So last week what we did was we talked you through and showed you how blog feeds actually work. Now, people come into the blogging environment and then struggle and think, what on earth am I supposed to blog about? What have I got to share? I'm not earning 6 figures yet, so who wants to listen to me? Well, do you know what? Everybody has an awful lot to offer, and in our lives we experience things that other people around us will want to listen to, and sometimes we just get a little bit of a mental block. So let me tell you about what my first ever blog was. So I can remember, earlier this year I went to a training. Mark was there. I got involved. I got up on the Sunday morning and I registered and I got my site, and then I rang Mark and said, right, I have to do a blog, and I'm afraid I haven't got enough time to watch all of these videos. It'll take me 8 hours of 8 of them, so you need to tell me what to do and do it now. And it has to be done today because it's the 60th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. So really poignant day. That was the day that I signed up, and I think what was quite amusing was during that webinar, that myself and Mark working together, Mark learned how to write the word Auschwitz as well, because it's something that people don't normally write. So that was my first ever blog. It wasn't anything to do with network marketing, internet marketing. It was just a date that I personally didn't feel had enough press that day. I hadn't seen it on the press anywhere. I'd read it somewhere, I think in Google, and I thought, no, this day cannot go past without getting this done. So myself and Mark worked together online. He remoted into my PC, and at about 11 o'clock at night, I think we had my first ever blog done. Still on Empower Network. And really, what was it? It was one thing that had inspired me, that I thought, that happened years ago, and I did my little thing that meant that hopefully somebody would come across my blog and think, do you know what? Yeah, we shouldn't forget this. So when the 61st celebration comes round, I'll write again about that. It's a year on. Other things I've written about. I've written a lot about personal development, an awful lot about network marketing and how things are changing and how we're going away, a lot of us, from trying to sell to our friends, families, colleagues, neighbours, and into the online space, which I find much easier and a lot of people find much easier. But you know what? Sometimes we get stuck. So then sometimes what I have done is I've blogged about cookery. That's something I'm really passionate about. So if ever I'm struggling for something to write about from the online, the self-development aspect, I will put something on there about one of my recipes or how to do something in baking. But I actually went away earlier in the year, and one day I just struggled. I could not think about what to blog about whatsoever. So I actually were away on holiday in the most beautiful part of Cornwall. I went into the house, spoke to my sister-in-law and just said, give me a word. And she said, pocket. So I said, right, okay, that's the title for my blog. So I had to go out and do something on pocket. And what I did was I went outside, I took a video of the beautiful countryside around me and said how this was the only true pocket-based business in the world. I did a quick video. I talked over that. I said about what it was giving me, and then I loaded that, and that was my blog that day. So there's so many different ways that you can get inspiration from, and one of the things that we're going to ask you to do tonight is put words in the chat box, and we're going to pick something and show you how easy it is to create something from one word and get it onto your blog within minutes. They won't be massive blogs, but they will be something poignant. We will create something for people, and then you can search afterwards. So what I want to say to people is, if you're struggling, pick up a book, pick up a CD, have a look at something that's on the CD, some of the words, looking back at, this is actually my husband's CD, so having a look at the back of this, there's witchcraft on there. Well, what's coming up shortly? We've got the whole 31st of October, haven't we? And I've agreed to go on a webinar and be dressed up as a vampire. But you can get inspiration from anything. Something else on there, My Way, famous song, but in order to put it in this business or any business, you've got to find your own way. So again, a title can give you blog content. Something else, and if you've looked at any of my little, you'll know by now that I tend to do things by video because I make too many spelling mistakes. But something else is Ziegler. I just love this little book of big quotes. So I might just turn to anything in this. And the basic goal-reaching principle is to understand that you go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you will always be able to see further. So again, I might just pick a quote out of one of these books, and that's going to be my quote for the day, my blog for the day. So just have a look around you. There is content everywhere. Please, 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 I'll implore to all of you, Do not think that you have to come on here and do groundbreaking blogging in something brand new. Nothing out there on the internet is brand new. Everything is somebody's interpretation of what's been invented before, what's been done before, what's been said before. But you will put your own unique spin on it, and it's that unique spin and style that will then translate it in the right way for the person reading it. So just blog about what you're comfortable with. Forget about internet marketing. Just make sure it's content that you're creative with and that you really, really enjoy. So just a couple of things. I can do something on witchcraft, my way, and some quotes. Over to you, Mark.
It's my turn now, yeah? Right, okay. Angela, that's great, because some of the stuff you did there is exactly what I do. What I want to do is rapid fire through a few points here for you. I'm a veteran of about 200 Empower Network blogs now. Plus I have my own blog, which has about 90 or 100 blogs on there as well, blog posts. So content is, at the beginning, was a really big deal. But I want to just give you a couple of pieces of advice, because Angela's told you before the webinar, there's a few people here who don't blog every day. Now, one of the 8 core commitments of the Empower Network, and if you're in this deal now, then you've got to get in the deal. And I think the thing is make a habit of blogging every day. And a really strong piece of advice: when you're producing content, you don't need to spend more than 30 minutes actually producing that content. Some people prefer speed blogging. You can actually put a blog out there in 15 minutes, especially now with the Blog Beast and the video. Angela likes video a lot, and I don't think anything to do with the spelling. She just likes to have video out there, which is great, because video is one of the key components which Google look for when they're ranking their sites, indexing their sites. So just a real big point of advice is just don't spend too long. Allow it 30-40 minutes to produce the content, and then stop. Don't try and overdo it. I did loads of that when I started. I tried to make it the best blog ever in the world. But you know what? It doesn't matter. As long as you produce that content and then you publish that content to the net, and then you spend more time actually going to look at another subject called promoting your content. That's more actually important than the content itself sometimes. Now, I'm just going to endorse what Angela said, and the main thing is you can get your content from books. Personal development books, audio, inner circle audios are absolutely rich of content. Content rich. You can go in there, you can listen to inner circle audios. If you've got the inner circle, if you haven't, then obviously you probably need to look again at that, because on a daily basis you can listen. I listen to the inner circle every day, every single day, and I've got my next blog ready for tomorrow off today's when I was running at the gym. I know exactly what I'm going to be writing about tomorrow. And it's 4 key points. Now, another thing, I listen, all the training, I've got most of the training things now with Empower Network. So the Costa Rica, the 15K formula is content rich. All these are content rich. Masters Retreat, if you got that, is content rich. And there's other products within there as well. There's a new product out there, I think it's a Blog Beast Academy. It's great. What I would actually advise you to do, and I mentioned this to Chris Burroughs tonight when I was on the telephone with Chris, you need to, what was missing, if you like, a piece of the jigsaw with the previous system before BlogBeast came along, was actually a step-by-step guide. Now what Empower Network have introduced is 5 key series videos, which are going to take you through how to blog. We think with Lawrence Tam, who's a massive networker within Empower. Then you've got people who are going to come in and give you how to get traffic from that content, how to talk to people, and everything else. There's about 5. Now, while I strongly advise anybody who is starting, or if yourself, I don't think they're live right yet because they've got a few technical issues, but once they're actually live, you need to go through those as a first thing to set the foundation of what's required on a daily basis. And what you'll do is from that, you'll be able to blog every single day. So a couple of tips for you from me, key ones. If I'm short of content, and as I said, I never really am because I'm listening to all this content-rich stuff on a daily basis, is I'll actually come up with I'll look at a book. If I look at a book, any personal development book from Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, anybody, and now Jack Canfield, and what I will do, I'll pick the book up and I will go through that book and literally go through the pages looking for a list of things, like a list of 10 items. So anywhere there's a list. Anywhere there's a list at all, and what I will do, if it's got 5, this is 5 key points. I will take those 5 key points and produce a blog. Okay, I'll produce a blog on those 5 key points, and I will name the blog. It might be something to do with, let's say, SEO, on-page SEO. 5 key things you must do to get SEO. What I will do, I'll actually go on to the blog, create a blog, name it 5 key points for SEO, or 5 killer SEO things, the way to do things, and I will then list those and write a little bit about. I'll not plagiarize, but I'll write in my own words what I see with those 5 key points. If it's close to 10 or 20 points, that's 4 blogs worth. I never write more than 5. And what I will do, I'll link the blogs into each other. So if I write, I did this week on subject, have a particular subject area, 5 key points. The next day, I'll give the next 5 key points, but I'll hyperlink that blog back to the first one. So anybody coming and reading the second one can go to the first one as well. And of course, you'll read 2 of your blogs, and what they're picking up on is all of the content from all of everything. Okay, so that's really, and it's important. Some people think, well, nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody will listen to what I have to say, and this is critical. It's your voice. People will follow you. Okay, and if Angela says she likes baking and cookery, I just like eating. But the thing about the bakery and cookery is, Angela is a person in Empower Network who likes bakery and cookery. It could be, and more than likely will be, other people who like to bake and cook would be potential people who would like to come into Empower Network. So you can structure your blog so that you had at the start of it some sort of issue with baking, and it might then go into some sort of solution. That's all you're doing. Often recipe is a solution to a problem, effectively, and then you're going to have a call to action in there as well. So it's very, very important within your blog, and we're going to cover this probably in another webinar, is actually how to create a call to action, get someone to respond to do something, either like your page or share your content or leave a comment in the comments box, because it's all helping you index that blog. I've just wrote some notes. I'm just looking down at what I've written, but I think I'm rapiding through this because I want to leave this like little bit of a twist at the end where we're going to like this word association thing, which Angela's really looking forward to doing.
I am. Have we got any words yet, Mark?
I haven't got any words here. You can always go back into PC. Right, we need somebody. If somebody starts loading up the chat box with any word, now we're not going to choose. I guess we'll have to choose, but put in the chat box any word that you want us, me and Angela, right now, to write a blog about, or to at least start the blog off, because I don't think we have time to write the whole thing here. But give us a word, and we will turn that into content. Any word you want. So shove it in the. Obviously, keep it clean. But if you put a word in there, anybody, and what we will do, we will turn that into content right here and now.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to start, and my word is going to be silence, because people have been silent and not given me a word. That's the only thing I can think of. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start typing now.
So you're typing?
Are you all right if you carry on, and I'll...
Yeah, sure, yeah, you crack on. So we covered about looking for lists. We covered about not spending too much time on the blog, because that's a big problem. One of the big problems that people do is just they overkill it. Chris Morris has got a word here. Chris Burroughs has got one. Chris Morris is the first one in, articulated. I guess we've got to go with the first one. Chris, you came in just after with leadership. So, Carolyn Tom Strictly. Is that to do with dancing? She's gone off to get a book, I think. So, articulated. Articulate, that's a good word for you. Do you know what it means?
Can I spell it?
Articulated. A-R-T-I-C-U-L-A-T. They're all coming now with all different blogs. In fact, you've got 4 or 5 blogs here. Articulated. A-R-T-I-C-U-L-A-T-E-D. Articulated. I think, if I'm right, you don't come across that word very often, but I think it means somebody is reasonably clever, is it? Does it mean, is that what it means?
It's very,
articulate?
Articulate is very precise.
Very precise, okay, right, okay. Okay, so precision, we're looking at just maybe swinging that around a little bit. Precise. Maybe we can look at about people, I just talked about there, about people spending too much time and labouring on the blog, at being precise about what they're doing, and you don't need to do that really. Maybe that's the blog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think? It's just a bit of thought. So what you're actually thinking about is people spending too much time on the blog. Just come back, Chris Morris, if that, you agree with that. That is what the subject topic is, if you like that.
Yeah, we said that we were going to do this.
So, yeah, we're busy now. So I would probably write something around trying to be too... You see, if you understand like a personality persons as well, I don't know if you know these personalities, you get some people who actually are very, very detailed, and they will pay attention to the minute detail. As an engineer, I'll do that as well in my job, but in my blogging, I won't. Okay. So, are you doing there?
Yeah, I'm starting. I'm going.
Right. I've looked at the other words. Leadership. Leadership's coming from Chris Burroughs. Right. Leadership. There's loads on leadership, isn't there? Must be. Leaders do. People follow leaders, and leaders lead from the front. So a leader would blog every day. Would follow in terms of the 8 core commitments. A leader would carry the 8 core commitments. What they would do, they would listen to audio every day. They would read every day. They would get contents coming from there. They would use that content they learn every day to blog. And they would promote that blog, and they would support their team members as we're doing here. So I think that would be how I would go for leadership. Perseverance. I think that's another similar thing about not quitting and not giving up, because you cannot. I mean, some people are so close sometimes to, and Victoria's come up with this. Some people are so close sometimes to actually payday. And actually doing the thing and getting close to actually achieving something, and they quit. They quit actually within sight of the goal. So a person, I mean, that could actually come round to a subject like clarity and goals, and it could be not too clear where you're going. But I mean, if you know where you're going, perseverance would be good. Let's see, strictly, Caroline, strictly. I think she's talking about dancing here. I really do. Because I don't watch that stuff at all. That might be more for you to do, that one. Strictly. Strictly. Probably. I don't know. That's a good one. That strictly. Being too harsh on oneself, beating yourself up, maybe. For not achieving things, not seeing things. Good one, that, Carolyn. I'll work on that one myself. Expect a blog on my site in the next few days on Strictly. Well, you could actually do something on the dancing, I think, if you wanted to go that way, because it's popular. Another point, actually, just came into my mind there about if you find things are trending online. I've seen one tonight, actually, and I thought, should I put a blog together for that? So there's some women's football team, they scored this amazing goal, and it's gone viral on YouTube. You could actually take the embed code from that, bang it into your blog, write a few words, and promote Empower Network. And that's a really fast blog. You can also go into newspaper articles or news. You can go online and Sky News and whatever, and you can actually take the information and paraphrase it. So you're not actually stealing that content. What you can do is you can take, I think on your blogging system there used to be some parentheses, so you can take the commas, so you can take the quote and then quote it and reference that quote and just write a few of your words around it, perhaps as an associated video, bang, you've got a blog. So there's lots of ways you can go about it. Carolyn's saying I have a follower who is precise and noticing all my mistakes. Well, everybody makes mistakes, Carolyn. I make them all the time. I mean, I've got somebody in my team who's always picking up my grammar. Now, I have, well, a reasonable academic qualifications, and my grammar is always being picked up on by her. She's lovely. I don't mind at all, but she keeps picking me up, and I say, well, it doesn't matter. In fact, if anything, if you're on a blog and you are making some grammatical mistakes, so you're not quite great at language or whatever, it doesn't matter, because the thing is, it's you. And people are flawed, and people accept a flaw. It's just like coming from a human being. I know somebody I met just recently who follows my videos quite a lot, really, and he said the thing that makes it different, it's not set up. It's not like this sort of ultra-polished video. It's just you. Because it knows me, but it's just you. And I listen to your videos when you do them because it's you, but it's not done in a flash way. So I think sometimes you can be trying too hard to be too smart or to be too polished, and I think that you just need to be you. That's the biggest piece of advice that you can have on this seminar, is be you, do it in your voice, don't get tied up on endless content, on trying to do it too long, spend too much time with it. Get into some speed blogs, read daily, listen to some audio. If you haven't got the inner circle, then I'd advise you to get it. I'm not going to say, not promoting that, but you can advise, because I find it invaluable. And it's all about mindset. It's all about what things to do, and there's some real nice things. In fact, you come across some of the stuff in there touched on what's in the 15K formula, which you pay $1,000 for. So it's really very, very good advice, that. Okay. Chris is not letting go of this strictly. Chris, right? Adhering closer to specified. Oh, she's gone to the. Hang on, she's gone to the dictionary here. Adhering close to specified rules, ordinances, strict faith, complied with enforced stringency, rigorous. Yeah, I mean, that's where I was thinking. I was thinking around about being too hard on yourself, being too precise. Would that be sort of make sense? I think that would be what I would write about. Not being too hard on yourself, not beat yourself up, because nobody's perfect. Has anybody got any questions? But the vast majority of the content that I actually produce, and I say I've done like 300 blogs, would be around what I read, what I observe on a daily basis, in conversations with people. They might say something that triggers something in my mind, and I laterally think. Audios I listen to when I'm doing exercise, or when I get up in the morning, or I'm working from home. I'll sometimes just put an audio on and listen to it in the background. Speed blogging, which was just really getting somebody else's, or something on the news, which is big news. So if you see something on the news which is a big news, fire straight onto your blog beast, download a video, write something yourself, and then put it out there with a keyword being whatever there's on Sky News or BBC News or whatever it might be. But that's how things go viral, and you can actually ride on that viral wave, if that makes sense. We'll cover that one, I think, Angela, in a future webinar.
Do you know what? This is the first time in any blog I've ever done I've been able to write the word endowed.
Endowed?
Yeah, because
what were you writing about here?
I articulated.
Right.
One of the definitions of that is endowed with the power of speech.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So,
but I hope that you've seen that in everything that we're trying to do here, we've rapid fired through a lot of content on this particular blog. I mean, we could spend an hour talking about content creation. But what we've done here, just to recap and summarize, is giving you ideas on how to get content and go to content-rich places that makes you think. And don't worry too much about what you're writing. Just go and write it, and don't spend too long about what you're doing. Okay? And we're going to look at promoting that content maybe next week on another webinar. We'll look at promotion of your content, because there's a few things you can do there, which is very important to be able to get your content raised up on the internet. We'll give you a few ideas on that.
I'm nearly finished.
Done. All right. Okay, I'll keep talking then. But yeah, I use lists a lot. I used to list a lot in the early days. If I get stuck, I just literally open a page in the book and start reading, and then I might come across a list, and then I'll just use that for the content. I listened to an audio tonight. I was driving around, and 4 key points. So the 4 key points will be out probably tomorrow or the day after. You've actually got a blog ready for tomorrow anyway. Another little bit of tip here, if you've pressed for time, if you're working, I used to use WordPress blogs a lot. So what I would do, I prepare the blog the night before. I'd actually write the content the night before. But I've got quicker at it now, so I just do it on the day, quickly in sort of 20 minutes, 30 minutes now. But I would actually write the blog the night before, so it was ready. The actual content was ready. And then I'd just be releasing it on the morning the next day. And then promote it. So it would only take me, say, half an hour the next day to put that content out. It was all done the night before. Okay, so that might be if you're working and you've got commitments. Sometimes at the weekend you might write 2 or 3 pieces of content and release them every day. If you know what I mean. So I don't think it's a good idea to get too far ahead of yourself. But if you get yourself lots of 3 or 4 blogs written in advance over a weekend, then you can say the 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, extra blogs, and that covers more or less the week. So that's another way that I got around when I was travelling a lot with my job, and when I was actually doing long days at work. I actually still managed to blog because I prepared the stuff prior. Okay, but that's really all I have, and I'm hoping that Angela, because it's actually 22:01 now, we've done our 30 minutes.
Right, okay, that's all right.
And
I'm going to publish it now.
Just publishing the blog as we speak, so that will come onto your blog. Have you got a link for that blog at all? Are you going to?
We'll have in 1 minute.
So you can put it out to the group and pass people who are on the webinar?
Yeah.
In fact, if you've got I'll put it in the chat box so people can actually get it. I have no idea what the content is, but I'm sure it's brilliant.
I have no idea what the content is, but hey, it's just, it is called Brand Club Surprise Articulated.
Say it again. You want to put it in the chat box? You want to paste in the chat box if you can?
I will do.
If you can.
How do I get my Empower link now?
If you actually go to the front page, if you go to the top of your blog,
yeah,
and you'll see. Just 1 second, I'll just appear for a second. If you go to the top right-hand side, you'll see your name. And a drop box menu, and you'll see View Edit My Blog, which takes you to the front page. So if everybody else does, if you're in your back office and you produce your blog, and you've got the 4 types of blog you can have, you've got the text, the audio, the image, and the video. Above that, you should have a photograph of yourself, and I've got it here. Hang on, I've got it here.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Right.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just get that and put that in the group for people. So that's the title of it. That's the title of the blog we just produced in 10 minutes. And just 1 second, I'll just see if I can get to the front page to get the link for that blog. Show me the link.
Just to let people know, a brand tub, for anyone who's from up north, a brand tub is a big barrel. You put sawdust in it and you wrap little presents in it. And I had a little idea that I was going to have some brand tub surprises. I have no idea what's on that video. I really do not know what's on that video, but I've just called it Brand Club Surprise, and I've linked it to the word articulated, not as well as I should have done. However, went into the definition, and it means endowed with the power of speech, composed of distinct meaningful syllables or words as human speech, expressing oneself easily in clear and effective language. So that's what I've done, and I've put a little video in as an example. So, that is content that's out there now. Anyone can grab hold of it. I need to go in and edit it and put my links in and link it to another blog. But, you can do that easily, and as long as there's a video in there, you've got, 10, 20 times more chance of anyone looking at your content than they ever will if it's just words.
Yeah. Chris is asking, can we screen share that? If you're going to screen share it, Angela, can you do that? Screen share your screen, and what we'll do just for Chris, you'll be able to see the actual screen, what Angela's produced.
Yeah.
One second.
I'll just go in and screen share it.
Yeah, okay, so that's good.
Can you see that? Okay, so it probably won't even make any sense because we're going backwards to try and grab a video. Well, the main thing I remember is I'm endowed with the power of speech. This is why I don't necessarily write in the traditional blogging sense or get the words right either. I choose to use the medium that I'm comfortable in, and that's why I do a little blog, video blog, into my iPhone and then load it. I think that when you write content, you get that right, you need to ensure that you are articulated and are able to communicate your message. Have a look at this Brand Tub Surprise, Brand Tub. I've told you what a big barrel is. Well, so many people joined the call, put me on the spot. Thank you for giving me 10 minutes to complete a blog for you guys, and any comments would be greatly appreciated. So you can have a look at that. It does have a video. It is one that I did I have no idea what it was. It's just one of the, I don't know, I've got about 60 loaded. Some are public and some aren't, so you've just got anything on there.
Angela, can you scroll to the top of the page?
Yeah.
Now you see where it's got your name at the top of the page on the right hand side?
Yeah.
If you just place your mouse over that area and come down to the first one on the list.
Yeah.
First one on the list, top, that's it, click that. And that'll take you to your front page of your blog. Okay?
Yeah.
And then at the top of there, you've got your link. So you could actually, your brand surprise articulated is there for you. And if you actually go to the top there, you can copy that link and put it in the group. And then what they will do is they're going to look at that themselves. And they'll be able to badass that link. And they can also... now, just a point here, and we're going to touch on this on the webinar because we are running over here, is that if you go to your if you go to see somebody's blog within the team and the group, it's hugely important to share the content. I'll explain why later on. Okay, it's going to help everybody if you do. So if you share the content between yourself and other people, so if you go to a site, you see read it, share it. That's basically like it, read it, share it, and then if you can, what I mean by share is use the social media icons like Twitter or Google Plus, and the badass button. The badass button takes you through. I don't really like that word, but that takes you through to Facebook, so you can go to Facebook and Facebook won't reject your content or your link. So that's really it, Angela. Unless you've got any more information you want to share.
No, nothing else. Thank you, folks.
Okay, so thank you very much from me for sticking around. We're 7 minutes over, but we do try to keep it with quite a bit of hope it's been of value to you. And that's just the last point. If you are writing something, somebody out there will find it valuable. So if you've any other questions, if you want to post them on the webinar, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes and I'll help and I'll try and get back to you on those. But Angela, that's it from me for now.
Thank you very much. That's it from me. So see you next week, and just get in touch and say what you'd like us to try and do in future.
Yeah, we've got a whole load of things that we've got, and we're just trying to make a progression. But this video will be available in the YouTube group as well, so you'll be able to get the links to YouTube, which I'll post in our Facebook group as well. Okay, take care, and have a good evening, the rest of what's left of it, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.